So last night, I was contemplating all the dreams I had, along with some pieces of the great puzzle to which I could contribute. But I was on the fence about making videos since I already shared things on another platform. So I prayed to the Father for a confirmation last night. And today, I saw a comment from a brother asking if I have a video. So I used to brush these things off as cool coincidences, but we don't have time to play, so I'll just get to it. And I'm a visual learner, so here here are some poor illustrations to supplement my stories. Okay, so um 2 moons. Um Everyone, there's a lot of videos out there with 2 moons. I had this dream where I saw a regular moon at first, and then I was on a balcony. And then there was a huge moon, like right up my face, like up to my nose. And the dream ended just like that. So at the time, I searched online Big Moon Dream because I didn't know about this stuff. Like, I didn't know about this at all. So I searched Big Moon Dream and I couldn't find it anything obviously, so I forgot about it, and that's all there is to it. But I do want to add, we all thought that it could be the asteroid, um especially with where the moon is positioned. um but I had another 2 moon stream recently, um, in a rapture dream. So this wasn't a rapture dream. It's not even a tribulation dream either. It's just like one of the dreams that I can remember because I have a lot of dreams, and it's just one of the memorable dreams that I had. So so throughout 2021 to 2023, I did have a lot of dreams, of like nukes and fires and um, tsunamis, floods, and just all those things. And I'll explain this one first. This one's very memorable, and I know it's not just my imagination because, I mean, I have a pretty like active imagination. I have like superpowers, and I fly around a lot, and like I have like telekinesis and stuff. But but this was different because I had these 4 dreams all about the same thing, but in a span of this timeline, um in intervals of months. So yeah, it's very different. So what happened first, part 1, is I was in the passenger seat of a car, and I saw from a distance. I know the drawing doesn't really show it, but like it was from a distance, and it was to my right, and we were just driving by as it like was getting nuked. The fires weren't that great actually. It was just like starting to get nuked, and I just saw it and I was like, okay, well, I forgot about it. And then part 2, several months later, we were actually driving into the city, and there was a missile above us, coming down. Again, months later, part 3, there are multiple similar cities like that, and they're all just in flames, huge walls of fire, several feet high. Um, and I, so I, I told you I can fly, and I also jump really high in my dreams. So that's essentially what I did was I just jumped from a city that was on fire, to a city that wasn't. And that was that. But the 4th dream, the finale, it was really frightening because they were not just like regular fires, but I don't even know how to describe it, but they were so tall, like a tsunami, but fire. And I just flew up out of there, not rapture style. I fly a lot, so I just flew up out of there, but it was terrifying. So that was when I was like, I don't even know they were tribulation dreams, but I was like, I told God, like, maybe I don't want the terrifying dreams. Like, maybe I don't want it because it's a little too much. So that was that. Also, during those times, I had a lot of flood and tsunami dreams on the regular, so it was pretty normal for me. But the one that stood out for me was where there was a flood and tsunami. That's like the water crashing down. Um, I was with a group of people, and we were like floating, not walking on water. I don't know, floating on water, kind of levitating. I don't know. And we were inside a bubble, but I think it's like a bubble for if we were separated individually, then it would have been a bubble. But since there are so many people together, I think it formed like a long barrier that was a so the water couldn't touch us. So we were floating, we were walking on top of the water, and the water on top couldn't touch us. And we had our hands outstretched, and the water couldn't touch us, and we were singing some type of worship song. So that one was memorable for me because, the water couldn't touch us. And, we didn't have to fear. I had a lot of this too. Where it's like a really tall clock tower with like a modern face where some of the numbers are sticking out and in gold. They're really fancy. I can't find a picture like this, but like it's very fancy gold numbers and some sticking out, and they're all different sizes. And don't mind this because it's just random. And then tsunami, whatever, crashing down on buildings, and they're collapsing. This is also collapsing. I was watching this, and it's not just one dream. It's multiple different dreams with collapsing clock towers. And I would watch this from far away in another building that's taller than this clock tower, and I would watch it through a window. Okay, so all those dreams I had so far, I didn't really think much of it other than, I get like we're living in end times, but I didn't really think about like tribulation or even the rapture, which I'll talk about in another video. It's more interesting, I think, than the tribulation dreams I had. But up until late summer this year, I didn't really do much about it or share any of it with other people. I was just like, end times dreams. Yeah, we should be ready or whatever, but I didn't really do anything about it. But late summer this year, especially around September, I got more serious and I learned a lot about the tribulation, rapture stuff, thanks to this community of believers. So thank you for that. And yeah. So in October, I also had this dream. Very short dream, very clear and vivid. Right before I woke up, I saw through a window. I saw through a window multiple missiles, missiles blasting off, launched into the air and across the sky, leaving behind a trail of smoke. And I saw this through a window, and it quickly became submerged with water, and the water started trickling inside. And that's when I realized I actually had multiple dreams about a window being submerged in water as well. And I was reminded of these verses um, at that time. And I can read it to you. So Psalm 31:24, be strong and let, I'm reading Amplified. Be strong and let your hearts take courage, all you who wait for and confidently expect the Lord. And then 6-8, therefore let everyone who is godly pray to you for forgiveness in a time when you are near and may be found. Surely when the great waters of trial and distressing times overflow, they will not reach the Spirit in him. You are my hiding place. You, Lord, protect me from trouble. You surround me with songs and shouts of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. So that's very comforting for those who believe. Oh, this is a scary one. This is weird. So November 5th, you know what that date is. Yeah. So that dream was very strange. I was in like almost like a desert open field area. I was just there, and far across, so this is not a good picture, but far across, I could see the square encampments, and above it was a reflection in the sky that looked like a mirage, because it almost looked like water. You know how it is when you're in a desert. And I saw giants start to move and come out of those encampments. Not too many details about giants, but from far away, I was really far away, but I could tell that they were huge. And then immediately, there were fighter jets. I think they were fighter jets. They're triangle and black. And then they flew across and covered the sky with red smoke. And then immediately, this is such a bad drawing, but basically you can Google Chinese black dragons and they look exactly like that. This is just, so the dragons I saw, they're like slender. They weren't like the dragons from Game of Thrones. It was just slender dragons. And they came from all four sides of the sky and covered it. And one actually passed by me, like narrowly, and but it didn't see me. It just ignored me. And then I flew as well. I was like, okay, I need to get out of here. So I flew out of this scene into another area. And here's where it gets even more interesting, is because I flew up out of there with the dragon just passing by me, and I saw the Jesus statue from Brazil, you know, the stone one. The statue of Christ from Brazil just floating down. So I thought that would be Jesus, but he turned into like someone else that wasn't Jesus. And he was just, I don't know. Yeah. And then I heard the 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 theme song, you know, the instrumental song for Titanic. I heard that as I passed by. I think like some parts were just submerged in water as well, but I don't know. The whole Christ statue thing threw me off completely. But yeah. So that's the end of my tribulation dreams. Yeah, that's the end. But I do also want to talk about my rapture dreams, which I think are more interesting. I'll do that in another video. I also have visions and some miscellaneous dreams that I can't figure out. Something to do with Venus, or V, I don't know. But I know there are people out there who can interpret, so if you could, I would appreciate it a lot. So yeah, thank you.